Let's go to the other big story, or two big stories, I think, on the front of the Australian. Playing politics, kicking goals. Premier pays pollsters $528K for virus feedback. Two yarns. The first one, grand final week, let's vote the next. An exclusive here by Michael McKenna. The Palaszczuk government pushed the AFL to hold the grand final in Brisbane on the Saturday before it faces voters at the October 31 state election. Yeah, seriously not surprised one little bit. But the bigger yarn, I think, is the Mates state. Queensland Premier Annastacia Palaszczuk's department has been hiring pollsters to gauge voter sentiment about the government's COVID-19 restrictions. As Ms Palaszczuk readies for the October 1 state election, it can be revealed her office, now, this is taxpayer money, let's be clear here, has spent more than $528,000 on coronavirus polling in the past few months and hired political strategist Mike Kaiser to help craft the state's COVID-19 economic recovery. The Queensland government's handling of the coronavirus crisis and its border closures is expected to be the key issue at the knife edge election, with the Premier's department spending millions on advertising, communications experts and consultants. I'm going to call this out for what it is. It's an absolute disgrace, and it flies in the face of all the recommendations that came out in the Fitzgerald inquiry in 1990, and that was that you should not have anything like this at all in the 6 months leading up to an election in Queensland. And I think the ALP disqualifies themselves from being re-elected on October 31 purely on the basis of this particular story. And if you take into account the way they've buggered the economy, they've let down the children of this state through a lack of child safety protocols, the fact that there's integrity scandal after integrity scandal. And then, of course, you think about the way in which, they've also been able to pretty well, as I said, fiscally send the state broke. I think this is the cream on the cake.
And not bother bringing down a budget and showing us the books before they actually make us go to the polls to decide, who should lead the state for the next 3 to 4 years. So, look, really, no one needs $500,000 of taxpayer money to give them to rub the crystal ball and say, hey, COVID and border closures are going to be a key issue in this election. We've already seen the revolt. I've been watching it as you have, Gleeson, and every Queenslander has over the past few weeks. We've seen it, Premier Palaszczuk pull out every one of the media strategy rule books. She's played the defensive, I'm going to hold the line. Then we've seen her come under attack. She's rolled out the chief health officer, put her under the bus to cop that criticism. And then we heard that great line about, well, we will let in movie stars and we'll let in football players because that means it's cash in the economy. And then, of course, we see the Premier come out and it's the tears and it's the trying to get the human side across. And then that didn't work. OK, we're still under attack. Let's see. We'll come out with the I'll be a martyr. I'm prepared to put my political career on the line and, to keep Queensland safe. So she really has tried everything. We are, 45 days away from going to the polls. And I think what I found interesting and what we haven't seen really played up in the media yet is, think about the date, Gleeson, the 31st of October. That's Halloween. What happens on that day could haunt Palaszczuk for a very, very, very long time.